good, everybody? It's Javon Luna, Team Luna Gains. Molly Luna, Team Luna Gains. Currently, I am actually on duty right now, but I'm taking a few minutes out to film a short video. And what are we going to talk about today?
Today we're going to talk about cutting, dieting. Cutting sounds so vicious and evil.
Yeah, because you didn't introduce it smooth. Anyways, we're going to talk about dropping that weight. Dropping the fat from your bulk, basically.
Lose those lbs.
Anyways, I'm going to let you lead this one, and the reason why is because she has the biology degree in this, and she's also NSCA certified, so we can hear from an educational standpoint on the basic ways of cutting.
Oh, you think I'm smart?
Yeah.
That's nice. It's just the basics today, guys. First of all, a disclaimer. Everybody is different. Every metabolism is different. There's a ton of different diets out there you can do. And so it's going to take a lot of trial and error for you to find what works best for your body. But today we're just going to talk about the basics on how do we decide how many calories do we take in and how do we split those macronutrients up. What is a macronutrient? So first, just to start with the basics, we need to find your BMR, or your basal metabolic rate. You want to add anything to this?
Sure. There's a few ways of getting this done. The way Molly and I prefer is there's websites. There's muscleandfitness.com has a basal metabolic rate calculator, and basically you put in your age, you put in your height, put in your activity level, and it will develop.
And your weight.
And your weight, of course. It'll develop a calculation, and it'll spit out the calories that your body needs, just to sustain itself. Now from there, you can go ahead and start to create a caloric deficit. Personally, I recommend no more than 500. You can do 500 strictly diet, or you can do 250 calories of food and 250 calories of cardio, but I think I might be getting ahead of myself.
Yes, let's back it up for a second. So first of all, the link that we're talking about on Muscle and Fitness, I will post below on this video. But we need to decide, Javon, where did you come up with 500 calories? And so that number actually comes from the fact that if we're trying to lose 1 pound of body fat a week, what does that look like? That's 3,500 calories that need to either be burned through exercise, cut out of your diet, or a combination of both. 3,500 divided by 7 days in the week comes out to 500. Okay, so now that we understand we have to find our basic metabolic rate, that is just an estimated number of calories that your body needs just to function on a daily basis.
You want to talk about macros now?
Yeah, I think that's what's next.
That is what's
I
next.
got all these thoughts going on in my head. It's just a matter of getting them.
That's why we're a team, so we can sort out the thoughts.
So,
anyways,
macronutrients.
Macronutrients: carbohydrates, protein, and fats. Those are your 3 macronutrients. Now, when you put together a diet, it's going to be a combination or a percentage of all 3. You should never try to drop one macro, because when you drop one macro, you got to raise another, and it causes an imbalance in your diet. So it just needs to be a sweet combination of the 3 of them. Personally, right now, I'm prepping for my pro qualifier in March. So is Molly, and what I'm doing is a 40-40-20. They call it a zone diet. I just think it makes sense, and that's how I start. I start off with 40% carbs, 40% protein, and 20% fat. Now, depending on if I'm losing weight too much or if I'm not losing enough weight, I will adjust the percentages a little bit. But that's just a good starting point.
Yeah. So what I did for you guys to kind of help break this down was actually wrote it out here on the whiteboard. So we'll go through it real quick. You want to grab it?
Sure.
Can't find decent help these days.
You're cutting that out.
Okay, whiteboard. Oy. Okay, so I hope this isn't too confusing, and if it is, like I said, I'm going to put links to calculators and things to help you guys find your own numbers below. Okay, so our sample client today is a 25-year-old male. He currently weighs 200 pounds, estimated height of 5'9", and he lifts about 3 to 5 times a week. So we punch the numbers in to find his basic metabolic rate, and we come up with 3,148 calories. If he would consume just that number of calories every single day, including the workouts that he's been hitting, he's going to maintain his weight of 200 pounds. If he goes over that mark, he'll gain weight. If he goes under that mark, he'll lose weight. His goal is to lose at least 1 pound a week. So we're going to just focus on diet alone, and we're going to subtract 500 calories a day from his caloric intake, giving us a maximum number of calories of 2,648 calories that he can consume on a daily basis. Since we're suggesting his macro split just to start out and see how his body responds, it's going to be a 40-40-20 split. We're going to take that starting calorie number, we're going to multiply it times 40% protein, and we're going to come up with 1,059.2 calories that he gets to consume from protein every day. And then how we convert that into grams, we simply just divide that by 4 calories. And that's probably something I should have covered a little bit more detail. For 1 gram of protein and 1 gram of carbs, there are 4 calories. And for 1 gram of fat, there are 9 calories. And then so these next two are just breaking it down for the carbs, taking that daily goal number of calories, multiplying it by that 40% carbohydrates. We get our number, we're going to divide it by 4, and you'll see how our protein and our carb grams per day are going to be the same. And then for our fats, it's going to be slightly less, 58.8 grams of fat every day.
That's good stuff right there.
So for this client that we made up, his goal is to lose 1 pound a week. And it's really recommended to try not to lose any more than 2, because once you start going above 2 pounds a week, you might be tapping into some of that really hard-earned muscle that you gained, and we don't want to do that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
We just want to take a slow approach and just try to peel that fat away from the muscles. So again, that can be done through a combination of your exercise and your diet, just exercise or just diet alone. It's really up to you. Oh, one thing, you can put this down now, honey. I think we're good. Thanks. Okay, good job. Now you're making me lose my thought. Okay. One thing I do want to suggest, though, is yes, you're going to burn calories. You're going to burn fat when you burn more calories. But you should always consider upping your cardio before decreasing anything from your diet. You really want to try to eat as much as you can and keep your carbohydrates as high as your body will tolerate and still allow you to lose weight.
The reason why you want to do that is because the lower you take your calories, your body will start releasing more cortisol because it feels that it's in a stressed environment. And when it starts doing that, it'll start going to muscle to compensate for the lack of nutrients it's getting. And when that happens, when you start eating, you can be eating at the same low-calorie diet. You'll actually start putting on weight because your metabolism will shut down just enough to survive.
Yeah, your body's confused and it thinks it's going into starvation mode.
So right now, I'm dieting 24 weeks. However, I'm only cutting a couple hundred calories, and I'm only doing the amount of cardio needed to drop weight. Now, when I stall, I'll just add a couple of minutes here and there. Never a huge drastic amount either way, either calories or cardio, because you don't want your body to go into a catabolic state and start going into survival mode.
That's good.
Let's want to wrap this up with the foods, with foods.
Yeah, sure. I guess maybe you can provide some more information on what is the difference between a carbohydrate and a fat.
Basically, well, I'm not going to give you the differences, but what I will say is that you need to get your 3 macronutrients from whole food sources. Your proteins can come from red meat. Your proteins can come from chicken, other poultry, fish.
Eggs is a good one.
Eggs is a good one. And milk, depending on if your body handles lactose. And I would say in smaller quantities because lactose is a form of sugar. Mm-hmm. Also, you can get your carbohydrates. You can get the simple, faster burning carbs from white potatoes, russet potatoes, white rice, jasmine rice, or you can do the lower glycemic carbs, like anything whole wheat, like oats, Cheerios even. I use Cheerios because I don't like oatmeal.
I
It's
prefer brown rice
disgusting.
and sweet potatoes personally.
And you can also do sweet potatoes, and your fats can come from, can come from your protein sources. You can have secondary fats like the fat in your red meat or the fat in some of your fishes and chicken. But as far as
The
added
yolk of
fats,
an egg.
yolk of the egg, coconut oil, which is
peanut butter.
coconut oil, which is considered an MCT, which is a medium chain triglyceride oil. Those are also healthy sources of fat. But basically, derive all your foods from whole foods and try to keep everything as processed as possible.
No, not as
I mean,
processed as possible.
As unprocessed as possible, forgive me. Now, if you have any more questions about putting together a diet or what specific foods are optimal to receive the results that you're looking for, do not hesitate to hit us up.
Yeah, you guys can either hit us up here on YouTube, comment below. Otherwise, you can email us at teamlunagains@gmail.com, and we will address your questions and concerns, and we'll definitely get back to you.
Hope you found this video to be helpful and useful to you. Everyone, have a good night. I got to get back to duty. And until next time, get after it!